First off, cleaning up the problems I created last time. I have to get rid of this good. None of this is white. I cannot believe it. So, what I'm going to do is select it, copy it, clear it, make a new layer, paste it. Oops, undo, paste. Oh, god damn it. Select it, copy it, clear it, create a new layer, paste it, get it more or less in position. Now I have to recolor it white, and I don't think it's going to be very easy to do, is it? We will see. No, it will be very easy to do. That is a blessing. Because I'd coloured it all the wrong colour, because I'd picked a colour very close to white recently. Now, copy, clear, back here, paste. And so I've got this other back number one. No, I will eschew. So, finally, I have these white icons. I like these ones, like I managed to get a certain style with this, and this. I didn't match it in these, and I didn't match it in these. That is the worst looking little bit of the whole thing. I'm not going to bother changing it just now. It's hardly. Oh, we'll see. We'll see if it's hardly visible. We'll see what the mapping does to it. Okay. I really don't like looping either. The two different types of band look like different thicknesses. God damn it all. Okay, save, make this invisible, and save as. No, don't do that. Export as. Code, precursor, GUI icons. Yeah, that's okay. Now, I have a job to do, which is inside GUI classes. I'm just going to stick this in GUI icon, GUI image. It's not maybe a great habit, but it's just a really handy place to keep them. I could keep the references to them outside and refer to the GUI material, all sorts, but nope, this is the way it's going to be. It's going to be global grid icon G image, comma length icon G image, comma angle icon G image, and what else is there? There is loop on icon G image, and there's loop off icon G image. There is, I've already got cross for delete. There is add after icon G image. There's add before icon G image. There is show frame and show guides image. And that's it, but I think they will just be called guides icon G image and frame icon add them in the start because it's more convenient to see. Grid icon equals new gimage. It'll have an x and a y value, but it'll be 64 by 64, and this stupid thing will be passed in for no good reason. I'll bet I don't even need to do that anymore. We could have a quick look at GUI, no, at general gimage new. Oh god, I do have to do it still. Ridiculous. Well, I'll just do it. I can't be bothered thinking about it. All of these will be almost the same. And there's length, angle, loop, loop, add, guide, frame. But ingeniously I did give them different names. Length, icon, angle icon, loop on, loop off, add after, add before, guide, and frame. Now is the bit where I do this boring little job, but actually it's not too bad because they are, for starters, all in the same Y position, and that is 4, 5, 4, 4, and it is snapping to the grid as well, pretty much, yeah. So 4, 5, 4, 4 is the grid, and all the others are 5, 4, 4 as well. And they increase in these weird jumps because I need buffers. 72, and the jump is, oh no, hang on, I can't just do the jumps because some of them are strange, but I'm not doing this all in order, so I'm just going to look at them. One photo, loop is all the way over here and is 480. This obviously, oops, I've not put in the material, that's okay. It's a material comma. This what was I was going to say something about this. I can't remember what it was, but anyway. I'm sure there are better, there are tools for doing this sort of thing. 548. I've made similar things myself. Is that right? Yes. Add after is 412. Add before 344. Guide 208 and frame 276. Okay. Part the 1. I have my images. Oops, just close the main file. Very, very sensible. I have my images. Now I need to restructure every part of the GUI. It's not that bad. It really isn't. I'm going to start by thinking about something like video options. Let's see what video options consists of. this bunch of stuff, it's not too bad. But in a way, video options is a thing which is going to go away, because that is going to become part of output options. But it can exist more or less as it does. Very, very similar. In fact, I'm tempted to make something called Video Options Panel. Just change this into Video Options Extends Panel. Or Extends Gadget, and that it is just when you open it you get a panel. Or a zone even. Well, no, for the time being it'll extend gadget. And I'm just going to do that because I kind of have no choice. It's going to end up that way. I may as well get used to it. I'll have to think about the overall appearance of this render options panel. And I think that how it's going to look is tall and skinny. It's going to have common things at the top, then it will have image things, then it will have video options. Video options is already just a little stack of things. Now it will extend gadget. It will have these things. It will also have it'll have a panel. Is it my panel or just panel? And it will still, and I guess it'll have a title. Even though the title, I think, will just be a label. And I'm going to go through this right now, and I'm going to make some of the changes. My label, maybe? That'll do. The my bits are just stupid. They're parts of the fact that I didn't write the GUI really thinking about anything. Anyway. Now, this is going to go away, and panel is going to become new panel. And it's not going to be self-set parent root. I suppose I should pass in, like the way I should do this, I should pass in a parent gadget and an X and a Y. Or I could pass in, you know, like make this like a kind of proper gadget. You pass in parent X, Y, width, height, and you get what you get inside. Man, but it does this thing. So I'm just going to think for a second, because what I'm really imagining is this panel, along with several other panels, becoming part of the render options window, which will open, shut everything else down, and give you the options to fiddle with the bits of it. So, yeah, no, I'm just sorry going over it in my mind. What happens actually when that Windows options open? No, the render option window opens. This will be instantiated, Do I want it just to take this? I think I probably do, because this is the way the render options window will work as well. I'll have to take the apply part out of apply button and just make it into, yeah, just an apply thing. Okay, so some things it won't need are an apply and cancel button. Main zone active equals false. Not really sure why it's a problem with that. Oh, it's because of this. Okay, so one thing is, I'll take away these. They are just gonna go. And yeah, I'll make it, you pass in parent. Gadget. X float equals 0, 0, y float equals 0, 0, width equals height float equals minus 1.0. This is not going to mean anything. Border. Right, okay. This is where this kind of comes in. And I imagine myself opening this window and saying, well, I'll make space for the video options gadget. But what do I actually want to pass to it? I'm just considering. Yeah, maybe I want to make it that if I... It's tricky. It's tricky, because I'm just trying to think, like, what might I want to do? I might want to say, excuse me, take the width of the parent gadget, and I give you a height. Or I might say, take the width of the parent gadget, determine your own height. And then, as I'm constructing the render options window, I can get the video options gadget height from it after it's been created and use that to progress in the creation of that window. So, if a height is passed in, then it will be used, but if it isn't, then it will determine its height and width for itself, and I will do that here. I don't really say that. I'm getting a width and height now. And I don't really say this either. You just take what you're given x and y's. So I don't say any of that stuff. What I say is, if w equals minus 1, w equals parent face width. If height equals minus 1, height equals, and then height equals something like this. Button height times num height plus window title height plus window border size plus t borders. Not quite that. It'll be button height. I'll actually make it line height. Line height is button height. It's just that it's kind of the more... It's a more basic sort of button height. No, I won't. everything comes from line height. It is still button height, time numbuts. And it is still plus T borders times window border size, I will just say bore, plus line height, I think, or button height. It's so that there's space at the top for a little title, and I think I will just make it button height again. And that is it. It will take the X and the Y that's given it. It'll make a new it will be new panel, sorry. Parent X, Y, width, height. Now, I could give it a blank costume. I think B is for border, if I want a different border to the standard border. I think I might be setting border to be 1. Excuse me. Very shortly. Do I want this to be an in panel? Nah, I'll just leave it. I can make this a zone, or I can make the panel invisible, all sorts. And I don't want to do anything with the... Well, I suppose I want to panel align sides 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, so that the panel is basically attached to the outside of the video options gadget. When I'm creating the window, if I decide to make the video options gadget scale with the size of the window, which I don't think I ever will, I don't think this window will change size. If I decide to, then I can build the gadgets inside this panel and the gadget itself such that they will resize correctly. It's, you know, they might squash too small, but this doesn't happen according to this gadget. I'm just going to start removing these things. I'm committing to this now, basically. But now I think I need to do something else. What I actually need to say is, if the height isn't -1, then all those numbers up there get something different. Well, no, they're sort of the same, but actually self, face, width, button height, float, self, face, height, plus this equals this. Okay, yeah, I'm going to take this, put it here. These set up the button sizes, but what I actually want to do is, if this turns out to not be -1, I want to recalculate them, or at least I want to recalculate the button height. Face height, T borders, numbuts. That is not right. Button height under normal circumstances now equals button height. Under normal circumstances. But not here. Here I say button height equals, I guess it's like, well, it's H minus a bunch of this crazy stuff. Button height, well, it's actually height times button height plus hang on a sec. plus T borders times bore. So that's like the height minus the extra parts divided by numbuts. Is that right? So if you determine a height, then it'll say, okay, the buttons are the size of the thing you've determined minus the title and the little borders divided by the number of buttons. Okay. Okay. Width and height. And that is it. That is it. Oh no, button width does not equal that. Button width does not get set until after panel is created. I don't fuss with button width. Yeah, button width. Excuse me. And small button width both wait until after panel and use panel face width. Yeah, float local W, no, button width equals that. Button height, yeah, it's quite separate and doesn't need this. Okay, so now first thing is that title equals new my label, and it's in the panel, and it is video options, and it's X is CX, it's Y is CY, it's button width and button height and size, and that's it. And title, align sides. What is going to happen is I'm going to say 0, 1, 0, 2, and I'm going to make every horizontal division proportional, except the top and bottom. They will, except the top of the top gadget and the bottom of the bottom gadget will be locked. Everything else will be proportional, so that should this gadget resize, the things inside it will resize. I can't imagine them ever doing it, but it will be useful in the future if I suddenly find that I really do need it to be a slightly different size or shape. Now it's CY plus equals title height. Now I think that's me. This, okay, no, there's one other thing, that they are no longer just the child of the stuff, they are the child of the panel. Panel, panel. Panel, panel, panel. And what is your problem? There is no such thing as an apply or cancel button. You're correct. Now, this is actually surprisingly... Hang on, what? Okay, well, it's taken half an hour, but no, this is sort of okay. Something that happens in response that doesn't have to happen anymore is cancel. But also apply. I need just a method that is apply. And it just does this. Takes whatever. And then inside the render options window code, I will call video options apply when render options apply is clicked. And and I will also call image options apply and whatever else it is. General options apply. And it doesn't need a cleanup anymore. I'll leave that little bit in, should anyone ever call cleanup. I could take cleanup away, I think, altogether. But I'll leave it in just in case somehow. This all stays the same. Yeah. And update gadgets. Yeah, it just applies to itself. So the other aspects of, so maybe like if I wanna be clever, I don't actually know what the image options are yet. But maybe I should just make a little image options thing. Because a lot of it is going to be really quite similar to that. So much so that I'm going to copy and paste, and then I'm going to go down and delete. Oh yeah, I know. It's incredible the things I do. What is this? Update edit panel. Oh, I've gone down into gradient editor. Okay, good. I'm glad. I was thinking this thing looks huge. What am I doing? Anyway. So, update gadgets. All these things go away. Apply, all these things go away. But there will still be an update gadgets and apply aspect. All of these things only apply. In fact, I will say up to origin and origin. Do they expect contents? Gosh darn it. What if I just say default? Do nothing. You serious? Select statement must have at least one case. This is my case. Okay. Fine. Right. So that all stays. This is fine. All this. It's not that much now. Retain images. Those go. This little bit at the top is kind of similar. This bit is different, but it's get project info. This bit is space for project info store, and all this is gone. Oops. Gadgets for images. I'm actually having difficulty imagining and remembering what on earth those things are. Because there are other things which I thought were maybe going to go into images, which actually might end up going into draw modes. Like, I've got the additive, alpha, solid and gradient draw mode, but I could also have multiply draw mode. That would be another hardware one. And I guess it would also be in draw modes that I might do height map type A draw modes. In fact, I'm sure it would be. previously I was thinking maybe that's the thing that goes in images, but actually it's not. You could do an animation of a height map. But anyway, I'm going to have this, and I'm going to say numbuts equals 2, sections equals 1, so borders is going to equal 0, button height is going to equal button height, make it the face width, make it this, yeah, so you get numbuttons is going to be 2, so it's got a bit of height, then it's that, then it's this, then it's this, and this is image options. And that's it for now. Oh no, there is something else I want to do actually in video options. It's probably a tiny thing, but I am going to have an align sides. I'm going to have it after frames button, and it is going to be left, right, and top, bottom, both like that. And that is going to be the same for the loops button and for the frames per second button, for the quality menu, the render program menu, and the retain images, except this one will have the bottom locked high. Do I have the bottom locked low? Yes. And this is for the frames button, this is for the loops button, this is for the FPS button, quality menu, render program menu, and retain images. Now, render options extends window base, did it? Yeah, something like that. I wish I hadn't deleted that stuff now, because it would remind me what stupid things I'm supposed to do to make a window take over the world of the GUI. I'm starting from a strange position here. It's just that I know that all of the gadgets which are somewhere just now need a new place to be, so I may as well start just going through the process. It would be more exciting for me just to create the top bar, the left bar, rearrange the gadgets onto them which are going to be on them, and start running it and looking at it. But I want to just get this stuff over with, where I create a couple of these new required windows, one of which is this, obviously, the render options window, the other of which is the draw mode options window.